Hello there, Wargamers. I'm Luka from MiniWarGaming, and today I'll be playing Word Bearers in today's 2,000-point game. Going up against the Militarum Tempestus, played by Josh. And this will serve as today's battlefield.
After you watch this bat rep, in the MiniWarGaming Vault, I'm going to play some Deathwing versus Josh in the Ad Mech. Follow the link below in the description to watch that battle report.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Warhammer 40k battle report.
For today's Word Bearer list, it's going to feel a little bad playing old Chaos Space Marines without the updated wounds that the regular Space Marines have, but we're going to try and make it work because we're playing against the Scions today, so it shouldn't be too bad. This is a battalion, and leading this battalion we have a trio of characters. In the middle we have a Demon Prince who is going to be the Warlord, and he's going to have the Exalted Possession Warlord trait. Gives him the Possess keyword and the Demon keyword, albeit he already has the Demon keyword, but the Possess keyword helps. He is going to have an extra attack, 1 extra strength, and 1 extra movement. In addition to this, he is going to have the Army Relic, the Crown of the Blasphemer, increasing his invulnerable save by 1 to a 4-up, and reducing enemy leadership within 6 inches by 1. He's going to know the Warp Time Psychic Power. I have to give him a mark. It's kind of with Slanesh because I wanted him to be a Psyker. He doesn't really quite look Tzeentchian, nor does he look Nurglish, so I picked the color tones here because it kind of fit with the rest of the army of the Word Bearers. Slanesh not the biggest focus here. We are going to have him with, the Demonic Axe, the Talons, and the Wings, of course, and that should be it for him. On the right, we're going to have a Chaos Sorcerer with a Force Sword and a Bolt Pistol. We're going to know Death Hex, even though it's not going to come into play too much in this game. I just typically always take Death Hex no matter what. And I like to take my stuff before knowing really what my opponent is playing. Also taking Prescience to give a unit +1 to hit into my next Psychic phase. I don't believe anything else fancy on him. Over here we have a Master of Possessions. I'm playing Word Bearers. I wanted to bring a lot of Dark Apostles or Sorcerers. I kind of wanted to mix it up, but I just ended up going with a couple Sorcerers in this case. That is the Erebus model, by the way. I'm sure a lot of you know that. This is the studio's Horus Heresy Word Bearer army, but it works for 40k. I think you'll all agree. He is going to know the Cursed Earth Psychic Power, as well as, I can remember. I have failed, I could not remember. I had to look it up. It's Infernal Power. Cursed Earth, increasing invulnerable saves around him for Demon keyword units, as well as Infernal Power, letting those same units reroll hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1. He's there to support the demons, being the Greater Possessed, the Demon Prince, if it comes up, as well as having access to Blessed Smite. To troops, I am running 2 units of Chaos Space Marines. The Aspiring Champion is going to have a Power Fist and a Bolt Pistol. 2 Melta Guns in the unit, they're riding in a Rhino, and we have a near identical unit in front of them, but we have 2 Plasma Guns instead of 2 Melta Guns riding in a Rhino. We have, it used to be called a Hellforge Contemptor Dreadnought. I believe it's just called a Chaos Contemptor Dreadnought now. Similar-ish playstyle. He's going to have a double Ectoplasma in his double close combat arms. So it's like a plasma-like weapon. And it does cost me a command point to bring him now. That's a new selection rule that a lot of the Chaos Forces have while adding them to your army called Martial Legacy. Pretty much this, but he increases the cost of the battalion by 1, so it actually costs me 4 to bring it, and my Warlord only refunds 3. So in a roundabout way, he costs 1 command point to bring. Last elite choice, we have some Greater Possessed. I'm bringing 3 selections of 2 of them. So we're going to be running with 6 Greater Possessed in today's game. They're all characters. They all separately deploy. They don't have to deploy coherent, and they run all over the place on their own. They have auras of increasing the strength of demons nearby them by 1. It only really affects themselves and the Demon Prince if the Demon Prince is nearby them. It might help. It just makes them strength 6. In this case, it will be wounding the Scions on 2s, which does make a big difference. We have a Chaos Spawn because I had like 20... I think I had 25... No, I had 27 points left over. I had some weird amount of points left over that I could add a Chaos Spawn and a Cultist, so that's what I did. So we have a Chaos Spawn here. We have 2 units of Cultists. One is 11 because of points, and one's going to be 10. They both have auto guns. And lastly, we are running 3 squads of Havocs, and yes, those are missile launchers. You are 100% correct. I'm bringing missile launchers because that's what the studio collection of the 30k Word Bearers have. I just kind of looked at the box, figured out what I wanted to try and bring. I didn't want to bring Terminators. I didn't want to bring bikes because it would have felt too bad them being at 2 wounds and respectively each, and when 3 wounds is such a bigger deal. The Marines at 1 wound, it's not as big of a deal as 2 wounds. It is, but not as much as the other choices there. And I had points I could spend elsewhere. And Chaos Havocs are kind of cool. For mark purposes, the obvious choice would be they're all Marcus Lanesh. All the these Space Marines here would be Marcus Lanesh. These guys are Mark of Porn, Mark of, well, I don't know if Marcus Lanesh if it matters. I'm not a huge fan of the way the mark system works currently. I would like to see it readdressed in the new Chaos Space Marine book when it comes out in the future. But for now, it is what it is.
This is my battalion of Militarum Tempestus Scions. Went for the 133rd Lambden Lions. But I think, from now on, these guys are just going to be the Flying Hellfish. Decided that is the regiment that they shall be. Up front, we've got a Calidus Assassin.
That's my favorite.
You know what? I mentioned that in one of the other games, so I figured I might as well use it. The Eversor is by far my favorite, but maybe subtlety is a thing that Josh can learn and make use of.
Yeah, this is definitely a little bit more of a subtle assassin than the Eversor.
Yeah. Next to the assassin, we've got 2 Tempester Primes. The fellow with the binoculars will be the Warlord, and he will have the Refractor Field Generator, as well as the Keys to the Armory Warlord trait. So he hands out a bubble of reroll hit rolls of 1 and a bubble of a 5-up invuln save. Kind of cool. Next to him is Friendo there. I did spend 1 command point to give him Grand Strategist, so essentially I get a reroll on a couple different things, and every time I spend a command point on a 5-up, I get it back. Troop choices behind them. There are 3 squads of Scions, 10-man squads that have a Sarge with Power Fist and Plasma Pistol, and then 4 Hotshot Volley Guns. There's 2 squads where the Sarge just has a Plasma Pistol and Chainsword, and there's 4 Plasma per. And then there's 1 itty-bitty little 5-man squad, Plasma Pistol, and 2 Plasma Guns. That's it for my troop choices. Elites, way on the other side. Now, before I say what they are, because everybody would like to give me a hard time about this, what do you think those weapons could represent? Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section of what you think best represents these little short-range Panzerfaust weapons. Now's your chance to leave a comment. And yeah, it's 2 command squads with melta-guns. I think that's the best representation of that type of a weapon.
It's just a fancy Scion weapon that is best represented by the Melta rules.
It's the weapons that came with the kit, and I thought they looked cool. And I could have put melta-guns on them, but I thought that these looked cooler. So that's what I did. Really cool for this army. In the back there, I've got 5 Torox Primes, because that's how many I own. I like these little things. They're not the best, but they're not bad. Stormbolter on all of them, and then there are 3 with the Torox Gatling cannons, and then 2 with the Torox missile launchers. Last choice there is we've got 2 separate flyer choices. We got 2 Valkyries with the multiple rocket pods, multi-laser, and 2 heavy bolters on each.
It's a lot of vehicles, a lot of bodies.
A lot of guns.
Personally am scared because I'm outside of my Necron comfort zone, but we'll see what the word bears could do.
Could you build a Necron list bad enough that you'd be scared of this army?
Almost no.
Okay.
Almost no. I mean, I guess I could. I could think of a couple, but it'd be like Canoptic stuff only, maybe. Like, yeah.
You'd have to put some real effort into making it.
I'd have to try pretty hard, I think, yeah. This is the table we're playing on, and a shout out to the sponsors that provided the terrain. We have Game Mat. This is one of the double-sided mats, actually, if you want to go check them out. If you want more than one option. If you're lacking storage space, if you have one mat, it counts as 2, and it gives you a little bit more options in that regard. Game Mat also provided the buildings you see here, right there, and the craters, and this building, and those are all older Game Mat stuff, except for these are Hammerforge. We got Bunker Hammerforge, and Seacan, all from Bunker Forge. Hammer. Did I say Bunker Forge? Okay. Hammer Forge.
I'm going to point out one other thing, too, while we're looking at this stuff. Ready?
It's cool. They all...
Let me do it.
You can do it. I can show you this one over here. It's a little bit closer to the camera. Hey, look at that. Inside, I don't know if these come off, but like the bunker tops all come off and everything. In fact, pretty much everything we've gotten from Hammerforge recently has modular pieces like that, where you can stick models inside and then just use that, which is excellent for wargaming, obviously. And you could obviously know why it's excellent for wargaming. You could utilize them as buildings in this game if you wanted to. Now, we are going to set up for a custom style of divvying out our open war cards, because I don't believe I've mentioned that yet, but Josh and I are going to be playing open war for today's game. This is the first open war game I've ever played in 9th edition, and we're going to be using the Star Wars Legion method of doing it. We're going to go ahead and explain that right now. First thing Josh and I are going to do is roll for attacker defender. And whoever wins the roll-off determines if they want to be the attacker or the defender.
I will be the attacker, which means that Luka gets to choose his deployment zone.
Right.
So we're going to deal the cards off, starting with twists. We got Exhausted, Unrelenting Turmoil, and then Null Zone. For deployment.
Oh, I see they print them that way now, because it used to be the other way on the older set of cards. So these are the 3 deployment cards. We're going to do one more row of
objectives.
Actual objectives, that's right.
So it is attack, search and secure, and then domination. So the way that we're going to handle this is that sometimes you flip cards and the argument is, wow, that's really bad for my army. Can we do another one? And then you flip another one. Oh, it's really bad for the other guy's army. So the method we're going to use is starting with the defender. You go back and forth, and you each have 2 chances to basically discard cards. So right now we're doing the Exhausted mission, this deployment, and Incisive Attack. Luka going first can pick any one of these 3 and flip it over.
I could do that, for example.
And now we're doing Exhausted, Incisive Attack, but that deployment.
Correct. So I'm going to go ahead and read these over, because I'm going to pick one, Josh is going to pick one, I'm going to pick one, Josh is going to pick one, but we could also opt to pass at any point. But the other player always gets their 2 bans, per se. And you can't ban, like, deeper in. You always have to ban from the left going in.
Yeah.
Well, reading over these and being the Chaos Space Marine player up against regular human beings, I'm going to ban Exhausted, which is subtract 1 from the strength characteristic of all models in play. So we're not playing with that one, so Josh gets to pick now. Do you know now, or do you want to look over it a bit?
No, okay. I think I'm going to go, because we decided that Unrelenting Turmoil will be the surprise one, if we end up with it.
So if Unrelenting Turmoil remains in play, we don't ban it, we're just going to flip over the top 2 twist cards. We have no idea what it's going to be. That's a little more fun.
Right, where I'm going to go ahead and flip that. So we're playing Null Zone.
Super boo!
Wow,
okay, let's go see what they were. Let's see what they were then. Super disappointed. I thought that was the coolest one.
You thought it was gonna stay? System interference. The range of all auras is reduced to 2.
Okay, I like that.
Awful. Indiscriminate projectiles, and that's the.
Each player rolls 3d6 at the start of the turn. Oh, that's the one where like there's like debris falling from the sky,
right,
and it could come crash on the battlefield and do more wounds. Okay, so that wouldn't have affected either of. That would have affected us both equally. So, all right, boo on you. So now we have Null Zone. Oh, you picked just to stop me, hurt me.
No, okay.
Oh.
I didn't want to. Okay, so I was worried that we would draw 2 random ones that would reduce the range of shooting.
Oh, dang, that sucks. That screwed me. Okay. I didn't even see that. I would have never. Dang it, I would not have. Actually, no, I'm okay with
I
it.
could have done my 2 picks to go these.
That's true. So no matter what, you were fine. No matter what, we're getting Null Zone no matter what. Okay.
But that would mean that you get basically choice on deployment zones and what mission we're doing.
Exactly. Okay, well that's, oof. I am gonna, there's nothing I can do about that. So I am gonna go ahead and get rid of Incisive Attack as an objective. I want us to be a little bit more all over the place, I think.
Looking at the options, I don't mind that for deployment. I think it gives good options. And then search and secure, I don't mind doing either.
Right, so that means, since Josh passes, that was his last ban there, we are going to get rid of those, I believe, and this is the scenario we're playing. Null Zone, so -2 to all psychic tests, and they can't be re-rolled. We have this very close proximity deployment, which is very, like, if Josh, like, this is good for both of us. Whoever wins a roll-off can really hammer their opponent on this one. And search and secure is the one where there's 6 objectives on the table, numbered 1 to 6, and only one of them is the real objective though, and you find it by rolling a 6 when you're near it. And if you do find it, all the other ones aren't real, or if you fail to roll a 6 on any of the previous 5, the last one that you roll for is the actual objective. And whoever controls, you get 1 victory point for each one they control. Oh, I gotta read this. It's actually a little different than what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was me just guessing, because the way it used to be, there was 6 objectives on the field, and then you would just...
Yeah, you were trying to find the true objective.
You would find the true objective, but that was you could game that one very hard and make your opponent go first and force them to roll for them, because it wasn't very likely that they'd find it, right, which means it was most likely going to be on your side of the table.
Right. Yeah, you just stay away from them all.
Exactly. You actually deploy away from them, and if your opponent messes up and deploys near them, they screwed themselves over.
But no, this is different, friendo.
Yeah, so this one, at the beginning of every battle round, other than the first one, you could read it right now, obviously, but you roll a d6, and then you remove that the number that corresponds with that die roll from the table, and if you didn't roll the right one, you keep rolling until you get the proper one, and then you score 1 victory point at the end of, I assume, the battle round?
I think this is player turn.
This is player turn, yeah. You score at the end of every player turn for each objective you control, and then there's going to be less objectives throughout the course of the game. So on turn 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're going to lose an objective. There'll be 2 at the end of the game, essentially. And Josh and I are finished deploying. I'll go over mine first. I have Greater Possessed with Cultist and Chaos Spawn. We've got Greater Possessed, Havocs with Missile Launchers, Rhino with Chaos Space Marines inside of it, with my Demon Prince, Warlord, Contemptor Dreadnought right in the front middle. This is, again, it's a very aggressive deployment style in this game. 2 Greater Possessed in between the Dreadnought and the Rhino with my Master of Possessions. We have Missile Launcher Havocs in the back with the Sorcerer, and Las Cannon, Greater Possessed, and Chaos Cultist on my far left. Now Josh has deployed defensively. He's got Torox.
Yeah, so the Toroxes with the Gatlings have the volley guns.
Volley guns, okay.
And then, so Torox, 2 Toroxes here that are holding the Plasma Squads. The small Plasma Squad, both Primes and the Assassin will be dropping in later. Right. And then the 2 Valkyries that are each holding the Command Squads.
Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and roll off to see who gets to go first in this potentially quick and aggressive game. And the winner of the roll-off gets to pick. Oh, it's going to be 5 for Josh.
Oh,
so he'll get.
I don't think I've ever beat you in that roll.
No. I often lose. I very rarely win that. Different perceptions. See?
Weird. Yeah, I'm going to take. Oh, do I want to bother taking? Well, I don't want to get shot by Las Cannons and Missile Launchers. There's that.
It's true.
I mean, that does sound awful. Yeah, I'll take first turn.
Okay, so first turn for the Militarum Tempestus. Yeah.
All right, starting my turn. Newer books, so in the command point phase, I got a command point. That's it.
Yeah, it doesn't have the new fancy book for new fancy command phase stuff. We got a 12th command point for the these guys.
Yeah, so up to 12 command points for the Scions. I think I got to try to do as much damage, score some points early.
What a surprise.
Wow. I'm trying to figure out. Luka's annoyingly good at always bubble wrapping.
I'm sure I made a mistake somewhere, though.
I'm going to be able to get some stuff, so I think we're going to start with these guys in the movement phase coming out.
Before moves?
Before moves, yeah.
Gotcha, okay. See, if these guys had the new smoke screen keyword, which I'm sure they will, they'd be able to pop smoke reactionary to multi-gun shooting at them. But in this case, not today. We'll see if it even matters, though. So that's them disembarking and then moving up 6, getting in range to fire their Melta. Won't be in Melta range, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking if it's worth just advancing to get up into Melta range, take the -1 to hit.
Ooh.
For the bonus damage, which I want to say it probably is. Yeah, I will make that in advance. Now they get to go to 6.
Look at that.
Our boys, get in there, get in the fight.
Don't go in the trench. Or, sorry, don't go in the crater. But now they're in Melta range. It's going to give them -1 to hit, but minimum 3 damage to Melta shot now.
Now this is just an empty Valkyrie.
Well, it's got guns on it still.
It still has many a gun. Is this the 11?
Yes, this is the 11-man squad over here.
Alrighty. I don't think they want to be there.
Okay. Oh, do you have like blast weapons?
Yeah, the rocket pods are blasts.
Ooh, well, then they're the primo target for that because the other one's only 10. I had the extra point. It's going to work against me.
Zip up to right about there-ish.
Flying straight. Flying at a slight angle to get from there to here.
Other Valkyrie, going to go forward and then dropping the boys out.
Flying past
there-ish.
Then dropping.
Moving up, and I will do a precision drop. So they don't have to roll the dice for jumping out after the movement. And then they can get within 5 instead of within 9.
And that'll bring Josh down to 11 command points.
Torax here. Going to go over some terrain, but still get himself to kind of plug the gap. The Torax will kind of just peek the corner. Maximum to still have control of the objective and get me my point, but also trying to bring the guns in. Torax here will pop out. And then his friend on the other side is going to come around to, I don't know, right about there-ish. The last little Torax will move himself up, basically to kind of kiss where the crater is and not get the penalty. Brings us right over to shooting. So we're going to have these guys throw some Melta shots into the Rhino.
All right, well, they advance. Let's see.
Right there. Looking for 4s now to hit.
Didn't matter if you advanced or not,
That was
alright?
a pretty bad roll as is. Do I want to I'll command point one of those hit rolls? Into still a miss.
Still a miss. That's down to 10.
Nope, I got a wound down to 3.
That's a wound. No save. So D6 damage, minimum 3. It's going to be 7. 3 wounds remain on this rhino.
And that was so much fun. Let's try these other Malta guys shooting into the Havoc squad there.
Ooh, alright. So these are hitting on 3s because they did not advance. Oh, big difference.
Substantially better. You're T5 on them?
They are T5. 3s. Oh, 2 wounds.
Not great.
No save against that, so it's going to kill 2. We'll obviously lose the aspiring champion because we don't care about him, and we'll lose this missile launcher.
We're going to have this Valkyrie go, and he's going to put... see, those heavy bolters want to do more damage. We're putting the multi-laser and the rocket pods into them for sure. And yeah, let's throw the heavy bolters back into your rhino. I'd love to see him dead. Heavy bolters first into the rhino, looking for 4s. Perfectly average. And then 5s to wound you. 1.
4-up save on the rhino. We're going to pass.
That healthy 11-man squad's going to take maximum shots with the rocket pods with them being blasted. That's 12. Looking for 4s to hit. Rolling very average thus far. And 3s to wound. These are at AP -1.
So that's 5 dead. We have 6 remaining. It'll be... Doesn't really matter who. We'll say they're dead. I want to keep you guys near the... keep the leader alive and keep them near the objective, I suppose.
Yep. And then we got the multi-laser.
Okay.
Missed.
Kills 5 of them.
Other Valkyrie, I think is going to do quite literally the... No, you know what? I've given up on this rhino for now. We're going to put the heavy bolters into the Chaos Space Marines and everything else into these cultists. Multi-laser first. Is there still 6?
There's
there?
6. Yeah, you'll still
Okay.
get the bonus from the blast.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
what's at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just resolve the blast anyways.
Is it two separate?
There's 2 separate.
So it's 6 shots.
Yeah. Looking for 4s.
Well, you suck.
Yeah,
Or they suck.
I do.
1 dead guy. Oop. And then we have the multi-laser.
Looking for 4s.
Oh,
And then
2s?
2s.
I should get an armor save against this.
You do. There's no way.
6-up t-shirts. We make none. So 2 more die. You dead and you dead. We have 3 remaining.
Heavy bolters into the Havocs. I got 2 hits.
And
That
4s.
boy.
1 wound. I have a 4-up armor save with the AP. We do lose 1 more model. 2 remaining missile launchers. First Thorax?
Yep, Thorax Prime into the Rhino. Start off with the volley guns on 3s. And then 5s.
Oh, but that's probably enough to take him out right there. He's dead. Does he explode? No. We are going to go ahead and disembark, emergency disembark in the crater there. And that kills an additional 3 of them. Oof, costly. 1, I'll say 2, 3. We did forget to say on camera, but that is the Melta squad of Chaos Space Marines that came out there.
Thorax will unleash heck upon them.
Hopefully they can survive this.
Volley guns first, looking for 3s to hit.
Oy.
That's a good start, boys.
Ooh, he's strength 4?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
4s to wound.
Okay, only 1. AP 3?
AP3, yes.
So I'm a guy 2 up and cover there, so 5 up. It still kills the guy in the back. Bolt guns.
And we've got the Gatling and the Stormbolter, looking for 3s. Following up with 4s.
All strength 4 guns here. These are all AP 1 apparently because of your regiment. Sounds made up to me. Kills. Wouldn't have changed anything. 3 still die. Oh, it's not good. We just have the special weapons left.
Over here, let's shoot the tail end of the Rhino. Missile launcher. 1 hit, 1 miss. Then looking for 3 to wound. Boo. Stormbolter. Well, these hit. And then looking for 5 to wound. 1 at -1.
4 up. We're not good. 1 damage.
And then this is the volley gun. Looking for 3s. And then 5s. 1 at
-3. We're okay. We have 9 left after that. Torox fires at him. We got 2 more Torox to resolve though.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and have... I want to bully that Havoc squad, so we're going to have him put shots into the Havoc squad.
Everything?
Yeah. Scratch that. We'll have the other Thorax up front go into the Havoc squad. This is the volley guns, looking for 3s. Followed up by 5s. 3 of them at -3.
Well, we are gonna have 6 up saves. Nope, 5 up saves. That's 3 dead.
This is the Stormbolter and the Gatling Cannon. 3s. And then 5s. Ooh.
These are all -1. I have a couple left, and you got them. Missile launcher squad is easy pickings. It's hard to get my hand in there. There's so much stuff in the way.
And that last Torox then into the Rhino. Missiles on 3s. Followed up by 3s. That's 1. It should be at -3.
Roll my save while Josh
Yeah,
checks
it's
AP.
-3.
I fail it for sure. How much? D6?
D6.
I will be down to, okay, 1 damage.
Okay. Stormbolter. You got a hit. And not a wound. And then the 2 volley guns. For 3s. And then 5s. 1 more.
Good AP. We fail. So 2 damage in total. Never mind, it was at this guy over here. He's already wounded. If the other one's dead, of course I should have realized that. This one's down to 7. And that's it for shooting.
That is it for shooting. I'm not going to declare charges anywhere because it'd be awful.
So I owe you some leaderships then. We'll start with these cultists. We already know they're running unless I roll a 1. They're not going to roll a 1, so we're going to have you run away, and I got to roll for those 2. We're both going to stick around. The Chaos Space Marines, we lost 7, so unless I roll a 1, I get to reroll though, because I'm a Word Bearer. I fail anyways, so we're going to lose a Melt-A-Gun, and we're going to roll for the other 2, and 1 more run. So we're just going to keep the Aspiring Champion, because that's, well, the cooler pick, obviously. And then these Havocs lost 3, they lost their champion, so that's a 6, we're good. That will be it for morale. Scoring, Josh gets 1 point there.
And 1 point back here.
All right, so that's 2 points for the Lambda Alliance. We're going to go on Word Bearer's turn 1. Started my turn before the command phase. I still have Rhino Repair, technically.
Oh!
I fail.
Oh.
All right, but I remembered. And I go up to 12 command points because I lost 1 for bringing the Contemptor. Let's get you guys together. We'll have you hang out. Well, you're going to get me a point this 1 turn at least. Yeah, from those cultists, we'll go to these cultists. They're going to go ahead and advance an extra 1. They're going to go 7 inches, which might be enough. If not, I'll probably command point reroll that. I do have to reroll that, so we have the Calidus Assassin on a 4-up. It's going to cost me 2 command points to reroll. It will cost me 2, but in this case, probably worth it. And I get a 3 instead, which will be enough. So they're going to go 9 inches instead, but I'm going to go down to 10 command points. I'm going to advance this Greater Possessed, an extra 1, though I do believe they move 7. I'm going to take you to about there. And then this spawn is going to advance an extra 5. We go a foot to there. We're going to disembark the Chaos Space Marines from this Rhino. Disembarking there, we're going to go ahead and move them. We're going to move towards the Torox. Ending there, we're going to keep the Rhino there for now. We're going to have this Sorcerer commit to these guys. This Chaos Space Marine is going to move 4 inches to there and get off of the terrain. We're going to advance the Greater Possessed back there. -2 to this because he's in the crater, so he's going to get to go 9 inches. He's going to go right underneath the flyer, and he's going to end up there in anticipation of them dying off. And if he dies off first, then I'll still have my troops on there. Unless this objective goes away, then that would be unfortunate for me. These Havocs should be okay there. They should be okay. They're actually going to probably pop up, because I don't know if I care about the flyers too much, and these are Havocs. They ignore moving and firing heavy. So it's going to go up there. We're going to have this Rhino reposition itself to be like that. And then this Greater Possess is going to move, not 4. So I guess that guy would have moved. No, he moved his 9. This guy is going to just move 5 inches. Should be slightly behind these Chaos Marines. So he'll be there. Just going to just have these guys commit to stuff and see where that gets them. You're going to move there, and you're going to go to there. We're going to avoid the crater here. We're going to have you come forward, more in that direction. We're going to have the Contemptor come on out. We're going to have that Contemptor move to there with the difficult terrain. The last couple of things I need to move over here, the Greater Possessed and the Demon Prince. I think we're going to commit the Demon Prince to over here because he can help with some potential rerolls in the shooting phase on... I'll see how close I have to get him. That's where you can fly to. I'll see how close I can get him to them. Maybe give them rerolls too. But for now, he's giving the Dreadnought and the Havocs the rerolls. And then he can go chop this guy out of the sky, maybe. I'm going to land right there, giving the reroll bubble out to the Word Bearers. And then this one Greater Possessed is going to just move to there, just in case the Rhino dies or something. Well, Not that it matters. Score at the end of my turn. But I'm not too sure where I want him to go as of right now. So he's going to hang out there just in case. Should be psychic time, and we are in a null field, so everything's at -2, and I'm not allowed to reroll. So we'll start with some basic stuff. You're going to cast Smite. Get it within 11, but it's -2, so it goes off. So I don't get the big version. It's D3 of them dead. Moved it so that they're equal. He kills 3 of them off.
Ugh.
There's only 1 remaining. And then you're going to go ahead and cast Prescience. That's definitely a fail, but being Word Bearers, if I want to, I can make this go off at a cost to him, I believe. I gotta go double check the stratagem. It's a Malevolent Covenant. That might cost me 2 command points though. He's gonna take a mortal wound as well. It does not. All right, so it's only 1 command point, and the way this works is if I fail to cast it, spend a command point on Malevolent Covenant, it counts as being cast at its minimum required value, so it goes off on a 7. It can't be denied. And that's pretty much it. So I go down to 3 wounds remaining on him. And then these las cannons are gonna get +1 to hit. It's 12-inch range. Or maybe it's more, but it's good enough for that. Actually, it might be 18, and I might be thinking of Death X, which is his other power, which is 12. Then we're going to come to this Demon Prince, who will attempt to cast Smite, just for the sake of casting Smite. Now, he needs to show an 8 to get this off. He'll fail with a 7. It's an 8 because it's 6 to cast, but this is -2, so I only rolled a 5. Then we're going to go to this Master of Possessions. We're going to go ahead and cast Cursed Earth, or attempt to. We roll a 5, which does fail, I think. We need a 7 for that, so that's well beyond a failure. And then Infernal Power is the next one, which we also fail. Not because of the -2, that's just a bad roll. And that should be it for my Psychic phase. Humming and hawing between the Cursed Earth automatically being cast, or the Prescience. We'll see how important the Prescience was. Or Prescience, sorry, for anyone I've offended. Couple auto guns. Over here at the flyer, should be 4 shots. 1 hit, and no wound. We're going to throw a frag grenade from the Aspiring Champion into the Scions. It's going to be 5 shots, hitting on 3s, no re-rolling, and wounding on 4s. 4 wounding hits.
Oh, jeez. Looking for 4 up.
I kills all 4 of them dead with a frag grenade.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a good shot, man.
All right. Now I got to go double check if I'm within 3 of the objective. I believe I am, but... Well, that's funny. Didn't expect that to do so well. So that cost me a victory point. Outforged Contemptor is going to supercharge his plasma backwards into this flyer. He's got 4 plasma shots hitting on 3s because it's a flyer. Any hit rolls of 1. Each hit roll of 1 now counts as a mortal wound. But we all hit with everything, and these should be 3s to wound. 2 wounding hits at AP 3.
Show him the beards.
It's 2 damage. Okay. Down 12. We're going to fire these 4 las. The bolter's going to go up the plane, but the 4 las cannons are going to shoot down the table at the Torox, I can see. Hitting the Torox on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, well, that's 2 extra hits because of the Psychic Power. 3s to wound. Oh, 3 wounds as well, all at AP 3.
Again, looking for beards.
Oh, 2 saves. And how much health does it have?
10.
It is dead.
Wow.
So we blow up that Torox. They all pop out, and some of them might die here. Maybe 2. Maybe, should be 1, at least 1. I suffered 3. You'll get the 1, that's fine. Got a guy with a hot shot. But he might as well throw a cracker instead of that bolt gun. Makes more sense. Hits, and doesn't wound. The Sorcerer's gonna throw a frag grenade at that guy there.
Oh.
It's gonna be 1 shot, which hits on a 3. That's a 1. We're gonna go with the bolt guns on this Rhino firing backwards. I'm too afraid to be on the Overwatch charge here. So it's gonna be 2 shots. And 1 wound and no AP.
4 up save. No, he's dead.
I got him. All right, cool. Yoink. These 2 missile launchers are going to fire a couple of crack missiles up at the flyer here. See if we can hit them on 4s and T7.
T7.
1 wound at AP 2.
I go to a 5 up save.
Oh, you're very good. That leaves this unit of Marines to fire their bolt guns. They're going to put the plasma not supercharged. Yeah, I'm not going to bother supercharging. Just everything forward. The Aspiring Champion will throw a crack grenade. We'll start with him. Hits. T5 or 6 on the Torox?
6.
Okay, so no wound. 4 plasma shots on 3s. And not that. And these are hitting on 3s. No re-rolling. Wounding the Torox Prime on 5s. So we have 4 wounding hits at no AP.
3 up saves.
1 damage. 9 wounds remain on that, and then we're going to go on to charging. We're going to go ahead and charge the Demon Prince into the flyer.
Okay.
I assume no Overwatch?
No.
No Overwatch there. So we're going to charge 8. And with that, we're just going to go to there. And then these Chaos Marines into the Torox Prime. Would you like to Overwatch?
You know what? This feels like a worthy Overwatch, sure.
All right, 1 command point.
I will pop defensive gunners here to give me 1 better. So I'm hitting you on 5s now.
Right.
These are the volley guns.
We have, 2 more hits because of it.
Value.
And it is strength 4, so 2 wounds.
Yes.
AP kills 1 guy.
Everything else. And then these are looking for 4s.
3 more. These are -1, so we make 2 more. So I lose 2 guys to that. I'm gonna lose you and you because I think you're gonna hinder the plan. I need a high charge. 10 will do. Gonna end up charging like that, but the plan is to. I should clarify earlier when I said I can't get much further than that when I moved in the moon phases because I can't come within an inch of the enemy model. That's why I had to stop there, but there's more than enough room for the gap to charge in. I'm going to go ahead and charge the Greater Possessed into him now, and he's going to go 11. So yeah, he'll go, let's fill that gap up there. And that's about it for charging. I would have loved to charge over here, but, well, that backfired. We're going to start with the Demon Prince because I do want to try and kill this. And I think I'm going to spend a command point on an ability. I just have to go double check it. It's called Revered Host. You use it on a possessed unit or a greater possessed unit, and his warlord trait gives him the possessed and demon keyword. So he's already got the demon keyword, but he's a possessed demon now too. So he's going to get +1 damage on his melee weapons, but it might cost me 2 command points on a 4-up because of the Calidus Assassin.
Oh, nope.
So still okay on that, and that's going to bring me down to 8. 5 attacks on the charge with the axe on 3s, rerolling 1s. Yes. The 6s don't matter here in this case until a new book comes out, maybe. And these should be wounding on 3s. Actually, let me go double. I think I have 1 more attack because of my warlord trait. Let me go double check all that. It's an extra attack for the warlord trait and strength. Not that the strength matters. He's strength 9 right now. These wound on 3s. All at -3.
Okay, so that's 5.
5, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, it's a super good roll. That's only 4 damage. Brings him down to 8. Then 1 attack with his claw on a 2. And this should wound on a 3 as well. Oh, it fails to wound. Well, that was a 4 damage to swing. Got him down to 8. Wounds remaining. Well, that didn't quite go according to plan. And over here, I don't actually want to kill this on this turn. I want to kill it on my turn. So I'm going to opt for everything just to fight with their non-weapons.
They're close combat weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greater Possessed has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. And again, I'm not using the mutations here. We have Death to the False Emperors. I will utilize these because I do kind of want to try and do some damage to it. He's strength 5, so 5's to wound, I think. Oh, he's strength 6. Are you T6 or 7?
T6.
So there's 1 more wound. 3 wounds, no AP, no extra damage.
3 ups.
Let's do 1 damage. I'll have to use the Power Fist on the champion, then the rest. Actually, I'll fight. I guess I'll just fight with the Chaos Space Marines as normal. So the champion should have 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Not that it matters too much. That does not count as a Death to the False Emperor. 1 at -3.
What's up? No.
2 damage. 7 regular Chaos Space Marines on 3s. 6s will help. I got 1 6, which helps. And wounding on 5s. 3 more wounds, no AP.
3 up saves.
1 more damage. And that's it for them. You get to retaliate both on the Valkyrie and
Yes.
the Torox Prime.
We'll do the Torox, which should be on his D3 attacks. On 6s. No. I think Valk's just his 3 attacks.
Might be 3. 1 hit. That's a wound. And I take a damage. All right, so I do 4 to you, and you do 1 to me. And my Demon Prince is down to 7 remaining wounds. I don't believe there's any morale, so that's going to be the end of my turn, but I do get to score. I got 1, 2, 3 victory points at the end of the first battle round. So I'm going to roll for the random objective that's going to disappear as part of this open war mission. It's going to be objective number 1, which is not any of the 4 I can see, so it's either the one behind that sea can over there, or the one that Torox is nearby. Where's number 1? It's one of those ones.
Number 1.
Or do I have it somewhere?
You might.
Oh, actually, I guess it might be this guy. And that was, yep, there it is, right there. Oh, this is not good for me. So 1 objective gone that Josh doesn't have to worry about me having anymore. It's not the true objective. To 9 command points.
Up to 9. I'm going to spend 2 to keep the good times going with the Calidus.
So you're going down to 7. All right, gotcha. Supreme Deception.
Yes. So basically just her Reign of Confusion continues on for another turn.
Right.
I'm going to try the Desperate Breakout there because I was not careful enough when I tried to plug that gap. So basically he gets to I think I roll a dice for every model in the unit, and on a 1, he's destroyed.
Yeah, so before he moves anywhere, you roll a d6 on 1 or 2, he's destroyed, and all the guys inside are probably going to be
I think
dead
it's
too.
just 1 for him.
Oh, if it's a vehicle, it might be just 1. I can't remember.
The emergency disembark is the 1 or 2.
Oh, you're okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is Desperate Breakout.
Desperate breakout for him,
So, let's see.
and he is fine. So that's 1 command point, or it might be 2.
It's 2.
Oh, okay. So he's going to push his way through.
Right.
The
and
wrapping
he
troops.
basically gets to go back himself up to over here.
Onto that objective.
And alright, boys, it's time for a fight. Let's start just moving out. They're going to hop out to there, and then Mr. Torox is going to come up and around. If I can move him half and then pop a strat where he gets +1 to hit, which I think might be valuable here. So let's move him.
So you'll shoot 4.
Just basically bring him to here. These guys will move forward 4. Just again, trying to get into the fight. Double checking I left space there. Good. Okay. It's not terrible. I'm going to start putting down my drops where I know they're going. Friendly game, so you don't have to tell me my turn's over. This is going to be the Warlord dropping right here. Disembark, disembark.
And they both
some
moved.
moves.
Yeah.
The little Torox that could here. You'll truffle shuffle up. Why not, bud? I'm going to drop the Valkyrie down into hover, and he's going to hover himself to over here. The other Valkyrie is going to do basically the same thing, but he's going to head over this way.
Further, yeah. So now the reinforcements are showing up. We have the Prime.
Yes. And then the other Prime, the Plasma Squad, and the Calidus. How far away does she got to be?
It's 3. The lower you roll, the better, because it's 3
4
plus
inches.
d6. Yeah, so she's going to be, just 4 inches away from something. That'll let her go into the gaps, so she can go for my Warlord, or she can go for any of the characters. If she wants to go in the middle. That's a great roll.
Yeah, that's a really good roll.
Dropping outside of 4, getting on the objective. I still have troops on it, but as long as they die, it's all hers. Order time.
Order time. He's got a re-roll hit roll of 1 bubble around him. So I guess we're going to tell... I hadn't considered this. Let's go over here. He's going to tell them to re-roll hit rolls of 1. And tell both these squads to re-roll wound rolls of 1. I think, even though it's going to be terrible over... Because I know I'm going to roll bad about it. We're going to put the heavy bolters still into... No, stop being an idiot. Everything into them.
Oh, they're dead. There you go.
Thank you. And she might as well fire her little zappy neural gun into the Greater Possessed. Because he didn't... Yeah, he's not grabbing the objective, is he? No.
No. You have to see if you... That beats his leadership, but you have to see
I
if
gotta see
you
if I hit first.
Yeah,
I guess that's the important bit.
it does. So it's D3 mortal wounds to the Greater Possessed. 1. Put him down to 4 remaining wounds.
Swinging over this way, I'm going to pop Rolling Death on that Torox. So he gets +1 to hit because he didn't move more than half. Do I get the command point back on a 5? I don't.
It's Josh down to 4 command points.
I'm blowing through them quick, but I'm having fun, so it's okay. We'll do the volley guns into those Havocs.
So we're
Everything's into the Havocs.
Okay.
I get to reroll 1s because of the boss being nearby.
Good thing. I got actually everything hitting so far. 1 miss in the end. Hitting on 2s because of the veterans-ish.
Yeah, the Rolling Death thing. So that's
4 at -3, so they have 5 up saves and cover. It saves 2 of them. We'll lose the champion and the last cannon.
this is the Gatling and the Stormbolter. Couple of rerolls, almost all hits. These are still looking for 5s.
3 3-ups. We lose 1 more last cannon.
Take care of the little 5-man squad. I'm going to put basically the hot shots and the plasma pistol not overcharged over into this fella here. And then the regular plasma is going into the Havocs. No point to overcharge any of the plasma. If that wasn't clear. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. So, okay, we got 1 hit with the plasma. And then this should be wounding him on 3. Re-rolling 1s because of the order. Okay, that should be -4.
We fail. 1 more dead last cannon.
See if the plasma pistol gets him. I get to re-roll because of the aura, and that hits. I get to re-roll. Come on, dice. That's -4.
Oh, that's -4. He's dead.
Over here, we got volley guns. I'm going to put 2 volley guns into the fellows on top there. one volley gun into him. The other one doesn't have range, so the last volley gun and the rest of the shots are going to go into, I don't know, the greater possessed up front. 2 volley guns into the men on top of the building. These are going to hit on 4s, rerolling 1s, because I did move and it is a heavy weapon. And this is 4s to wound you. Only 1 wounding hit.
6-up save up there. That's exposed positions, no cover for them. Oh, okay, we make it.
Volley gun into the last cannon man. Okay. We're going to get 2 hits. These are 5s to wound. 2 wounding hits.
Make 1, fail 1, enough to kill him.
And into that greater possessed. I didn't specify the plasma pistol. You care if I say it's overcharged before I roll any of the dice against them?
By all means.
Okay. So this is all the regular hot shots. I should have rolled that differently, because there was a reason for it.
Oh.
I'm going to have to redo that. Yeah, the one's a heavy weapon, and I forgot about it.
Oh, then
I was thinking just strength toughness. So this is the volley gun into him.
4s. Oh, they all hit.
And then I'm going to roll all of these now, which are the
See if they
regular.
hit. Yeah, 3s hit with them. Rerolling any 1s.
And then these are all looking for 5s to wound, rerolling 1s. Just 3 wounding hits.
Enough to go through his armor. He's got a 5-up demonic save. He takes 1 damage. Oof.
Overcharged plasma pistol.
Okay, reroll. Hits. Wounds. Demon save. We're not good. 2 damage. He takes 3 in total. He's got 2 remaining.
Probably overkill, but it's the only thing they can see. This squad back here is going to shoot everything they have at him. These are looking for 4s because I moved with volley guns, rerolling 1s. Good job, boys. Didn't help. And then 5s. No reroll help. They didn't get
4 wounds there. We make 2 saves. That's enough to kill him, though. He does go down.
We'll come back here. We'll do this squad shooting into the Marines there. I will not overcharge the plasmas. This is everything, including the pistol. Looking for 3s. Good job, boys. Followed up by 3s. That's awful.
Oh, it's -4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 dead guy. Let's start pulling from over here.
Let's try all the regular hot shots here. 5s to wound. 1 wounding hit him.
6. Another dead guy. 2 dead Chaos Space Marines.
Well, let's try the Torox then, because this isn't going the way I wanted. We're going to put the missiles. I'm loath to say it, but they're going to go into your missile launchers, because I really want them dead. And then everything else into the Marines ahead. Let's go solid shots on those missiles. They both hit. 1 fails to wound. I'm going to re-roll that with the extra Warlord trait I bought. So it does wound. -3.
Fail both. Bang, bang.
Storm Bolter into the Marine squad ahead of them. Hit on 3s. Good job, boyos. 4s. Nope. Okay. I think that squad's cursed. I should stop shooting at it. Volley guns. He's looking for 4s.
5 6-up saves. We're going to save none. 5 more die. Well, that's going to eat into a plasma gun. In fact, that's going to eat into both of the plasma guns.
Let's come over here, have this Torox go. We are going to go ahead and put the missiles into your Rhino. And then we'll put the Storm Bolter straight ahead. And I kind of want him dead. We'll put 1 hot shot over there, but the other hot shot into them. Sure. Do the hot shot into the Sergeant there. For 3s. And then 4s. 2 wounding hits.
AP3, double 6. No, he's dead.
I'm going to combine the Storm Bolter and Volley Gun there, because you won't get saves either way. So these are looking for 3s. And then 3s.
It kills with 1.
Missiles into the Rhino, looking for 3s. Okay. Come up over to the Valkyrie up high here. It's going to shoot into the Cultists, and I'll just put everything into them. 2 separate missile pods.
That's a good roll.
Looking for 3s to hit, because I'm down in hover mode. And then this should be 3s to kill. The heavy bolters. Should shoot them at something better. 3s to kill.
Kills 2 more. That's 6 dead.
The multiple laser. 3 hits. 2s to wound.
Ooh, I get a save against these. 2 6s? No, that kills them to a man. That's all 8 dead.
These guys are going to go, and I'm going to just basically split the attacks. Overcharging plasma. The pistol is not in range, so I'm not going to worry about him. So yeah, I'll just split it as perfectly as I can into both of these guys. So starting from the front and working my way back into your greater possessed. Plasma. 2 hits. 2 hits.
So is that 2 hits, 2 wounds?
Sorry, no. Those are the hits, so rolling to wound now.
Okay.
And then these should be your T5 though, right?
Right.
So 3's to wound. Fantastic.
I confused myself there. 1 save, which I make. That was onto the Greater Possess, right?
That was 3 hot shots into them. They're all going to hit, and then looking for 5's to wound still. Chaos Spawn, Overcharge Plasma, and then Overcharge Plasma. So I got 1 miss, and then there should be 3's to wound, I assume. It's 3 when he hits.
6 wounds, he is dead.
I believe that's it for my shooting, so I will go over to charge, and I will declare a charge with the Calidus, because I should still be able to sit on the objective.
Should be.
We'll check that.
You just roll the charge, we'll figure it out.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a fail. Let's want to reroll.
Yeah, you know what? I will go for it. Rerolling the charge.
Just put you down to 3. That's good, you're in.
Do I get the command point back? No. Boop. 5 attacks on 2s.
I'll take any misses I can get my hands on there.
And then looking for 5s. Maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Oh, he's going to live unless you want a command point.
Hit. I don't want to get hit back. Yeah, let's go for a lucky roll here.
Ooh,
There it is.
There you go.
Do I get that back?
Nope.
No.
You're down to 2 command points. I owe you 6 up saves. Double ones. Well, on a 4, I'm going to try a reroll here. On a 4 up, it cost me 2. It's not really worth it. Okay, it cost me 1. 6. Nope, he's dead. She ignores invulnerable saves and she's -3 on a sword, 2 damage each. He is dead. That brings me down to 7, and there's no consolidation because we're already on the objective with the Calidus. At the end of the turn, I don't believe I owe you any morale because you killed anything that would have owed a morale check. I pretty much just have characters left and a rhino. You're going to get 1 point there. You're on that one?
Yeah,
2?
sorry. 2, 3,
3,
4.
4 points. A good, strong lead for the
Scions.
Scions. Now, I want to, like, this, you guys, the fact that he lived is such a big deal because I would have had those 2 guys there. Oh, man, it's wild. It's super wild that he lived. Repairing the rhino? No. Well, it's going to be really hard to accomplish anything. You're wasted over here. I'm just going to hope that objective goes away. So we're going to see if we can do cool stuff with you. And we are going to move on to movement where we'll start with you 3 and see where you end up. We're going to move the Greater Possessed out front first. 7's going to take you right there. And then you only move 6. So moving 6 will take you to that line there. The Master of Possessions is going to move to there. We're going to advance the Sorcerer in the back. He gets to go 9 inches. But in reality, it's only going to be 7 because we're going to go onto the terrain there. Greater Possessed moving up. I'm going to be the other side of the table for this Greater Possessed. He's going to move 4 to there and 3 to there. And 10 inches on this Rhino. We'll take it to there. Only 10 because of the terrain it was on when it started that move. Back to the side of the table. Advancing. An extra 1, essentially. We're just going to have you go behind the Rhino here. And then this Demon Prince here is going to move. He gets to move just a little bit past this line. So he'll go there. And take his wounds with him. We're going to the Psychic phase. The Sorcerer doesn't have too much it can do, so we're just going to resolve you last. We're going to go with Cursed Earth on the Master of Possessions, I believe. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a Perils. But we do get it with a 10. So that's going to have an aura of +1 invulnerable save for just those 2 models. I don't think he gets it, but I'll double check. But he's going to suffer a mortal wound as a result. Go down to 3. And he'll throw down, and I believe it's called Infernal Power as well. Yeah, he'll get that with an 8 as well, with the -2. So that's going to be re-rolling hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1 for demons. The hit roll's not so important, I guess, because he's there. But the wound rolls are nice to have, I guess. And the Demon Prince could smite, but I don't think we're going to get too much out of smite. We could just move him again, but he's already in a good spot. We're gonna cast Warp Time. Oh, got that too. Another great roll. So with the -2, we still get it. He just gets to move again. We're just gonna have him jump to, like, I don't know, right there or something. Guess we can go with the Sorcerer. He's gonna cast Prescience, failing, and then Smite, getting it with a 5. The nearest visible in 18 is the Valkyrie, so 3 mortal wounds to it. After that Smite, we're gonna go with the Rhino, rapid firing bolt guns into the Scions in front of it. Hitting on 3s, no re-rolling. 2 wounds, and you should have a 3-up save and cover.
I do.
Kills neither. The Master of Possessions is going to throw a crack grenade at that Torox. We're going to miss.
One, I assume?
Yeah, that one right there, yeah. The Contemptor is going to put its ectoplasma guns into that Torox there. Should be 4 shots, hitting on 2s. Ooh, strength 8, supercharging, of course. And wounding on, it's not a demon, so just 3 wounding hits on that Torox over there.
Yep. 5-up invuln save.
Right.
Because of the refractor field generator there.
4 damage.
Down to 6.
That's it for shooting. Charging time, we are going to have the Greater Possessed declare a charge against just the 5 guys right
These
there.
5 here?
Yeah.
So that Greater Possessed, eh? Go for it.
No overwatching, he's going to charge 10. So he's going to go to right there. Is he within an inch of that? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to... You know what? We'll declare that as well. If that's... I want to go there so you can overwatch if you want to.
Let me think if I want to overwatch that, because I was kind of...
Josh.
I'm going to opt not to.
No, so he's going to go into there. And then we'll have the Demon Prince declare charge against... We'll say that Torox and those Scions there.
Go for it.
He's going to charge 3. Well, I guess that's good enough just to do this. We're not going to touch this ring, though. Because then it would fail. The Contemptor is going to declare charge against that Torox. 6. All right. How do you go? The wings are probably... I'm moving the objective now. Right there. Then the Master of Possessions will declare charge as well, just to get him up there. Same target, the Torox. Just slide him on in there. Rhino's going to declare charge against those guys there.
Do I want to do an overwatch here? Nay.
No overwatch. He's going to charge 10 because he's got to go into the train. So he'll go just bam. And then we'll have you declare a charge into that Torox there. You're going to charge 3. Was that good enough?
I think you're probably good.
So 3 is good. Just put you right there. Then this is the one you'll probably overwatch on, because I'll charge them.
Just them?
Just them.
I will overwatch with them. They're going to overcharge. I get that command point back? No.
No, you know, we forgot to roll when you defensive gun in Overwatch earlier, so let's go ahead and roll 2 dice. You might get a command point back.
Well,
No.
no.
All right.
Good. We're going to go left to right plasma. So first one, no hits, but doesn't die. 1 hit.
Ooh.
Next guy. Okay.
1 hit, no
Those
dead.
are solid rolls. We got a plasma pistol.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 2
Okay,
hits.
so we got 2 hits with plasma.
The plasma wound on 3s. 1 wound. Demon save. We save.
Oh, it's all those hot shots. 5s. 1 wounding hit.
Save.
Okay.
And that's it for their Overwatch, I believe. We're going to go 6 because we're going into the train. So 6 is good enough just to bloop right there. We're just going to stand right there. There we go. That should be it for my charges. And we're going to start fighting over here because, well, the camera's already over here. And we'll do the classic pile into Torox.
Yep.
And let's fight, guys. Stay. You guys get it. There we go. 6 attacks with the Greater Possessed into those Scions. Hitting on 2s. No rerolling, but we have Death to the False Emperor. So it gives me an extra attack. And these kill on... Oh, you're 4-up save?
4-up save.
Wound on 2s because we're strength 6. And 5 6-ups.
Well, you know what you're about to see. Beards.
You're right, good call. Only 2 die. Not enough command points for counteroffensive, so we'll do the Rhino next. It's got 4 attacks because of Shock Assault. We have a hit and a wound.
Oh no!
And that's a dead Scion. Gets bonked by a Rhino.
Just booped.
It's unfortunate. We'll go with the Demon Prince next, I guess. Let's get him a little bit closer there. I'll do Revered Host on him, and I'll put the attacks into the Torox Prime there. So on a 4-up, because of the Kala, this will cost me 1 extra command point. It's only worked 1 so far. There we go. Cost me 2 for Revered Host. Down to 6. So we have 5 attacks because of Hateful Assault, plus 1 for the Warlord trait and the Axe, and I'll just do a Claw attack into the Scions. So this is the Torox on 3s. They all hit. The 6 doesn't matter. And these wound on 3s, reroll 1s for the Psychic Power. They all wound at -3, so 6 saves on the Torox.
Get 5-up refractor field. Oh, he's pretty dead.
Super dead. So that's 36 damage. No, sorry, 24 damage. Hey, he blows up! Well, that's not good. Yeah, whatever. Well, that explodes and hits all the things nearby there. So both of Josh's units and his character, My Demon Prince Contemptor, Galvorback, Greater Possessed, my Master of Possessions, it could kill him, and the Torox Prime right there, which could cause a chain explosion and do even more mortal wounds if he dies. Oh, he's only got 5 wounds. Never mind, that can't happen.
Oh, we'll start. You call it and I'll roll.
Demon Prince. He's got 6 wounds left. Contemptor takes 3. And my Master of Possessions, the important one. Oh, he's got 2 wounds left. Close. 6, 6, 2 remaining. Now we can do your Torox Prime there.
I might be hitting your Galvorback.
I think you are, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess you roll him up, yeah. Takes 1. I don't think he's wounded yet. He's got 4 wounds left, and then Torox Prime's got 5 left. I'll roll for him. He takes 2. He's got 3. Then we'll roll for the Scions that the Demon Prince is right beside.
Big squad.
They lose 2.
Okay, so we'll kill you. Just keep falling over, and we'll kill you because you're up close.
And then we're gonna go with the 5-man Scion squad, which will lose 2 of them.
Okay. We'll go 1, 2.
And then we're gonna go with the Prime guy, who loses 1 wound.
3.
The Demon Prince's Malefic Talon attack into the Scions he was a part of right in front of. He hits. Or sorry, he gets to reroll. He hits. Wounds on a 2. Rerolls at -2, I believe.
5 up. Nope.
Kills 1 guy.
Yep.
And then you'll just consolidate. They still a little closer to them, so you'll go towards them. Go with this Galvorback over there. He's going to attack the Torox Prime. Or Galvorback, I mean Greater Possessed. He's got 6 attacks on 2s. Death to the False Emperor. He's using his weapon. Reroll for, he's near the Infernal Power, I believe. Is he within 6? It looks like he is.
Within 6?
It's hard to tell from my angle.
Yeah, you're totally good.
All right, sweet. Strength 6, so wounding on 4s, I believe.
Yes.
Rolling the 1 for the same power. We have 4 wounds at -2.
5 ups.
And that's going to be
Enough. He's only got.
He always only got 3 wounds. Does he explode? No. All right. Let's see how many guys you can fit down. I'm sure you can fit a good amount. Just 1 guy fitting down there. The rest are. Oh, does he die? He could die on 1. No, he's okay. Yeah. The rest get cut down though. So that does go away, which does stop a lot of my other attacks. But I have done a good amount of damage over here already. He could consolidate, but I'm not too sure what the closest target for him would be. The other things that are charged, this guy here, he has to pile into him, but he can't attack them. So he's going to pile into him by going like that, then he'll attack them. He gets 6 attacks because he charged on 2s. 2 Death to the False Emperors. He really don't like you. And then 2s to wound. Reroll any 1s because of the power. That is 8 wounding hits on them at -2.
Going on the ledge would have been the better idea.
You get the 5. He would have piled into them anyways. It wouldn't have mattered if that guy was there or not.
Oh yeah, because you would have got your pile in.
Yep.
It was the Torox dying that was the issue. Yeah, they're all dead.
They had a 5 up. Yeah, they failed though. Okay. We're gonna leave the Contemptor there, or yeah, we'll just leave the Contemptor there. You'll hang out there. Don't need for them to pile in. I fought with everything else, so you get to go with those Scions. That Scion who lived. For now, he'll probably run away, and then that stuff over there and those Scions.
Okay, let's go here. We're gonna have pile in and getting close enough to the Demon Prince to try to power fist him.
He does have a 3 up in Vuln save right now.
Oh, it's a 3 up, but he's got a 4 up, I assume?
Yes. So yeah, the Demon Prince has a 5 up normally. His relic brings him to a 4 up, and this guy gives +1 to invulnerable saves nearby.
Not bad. You know what? I'm still gonna go into the Demon Prince.
Okay.
4s to hit.
Oh, those are both hit.
Double hits.
Strength is 6.
Yes.
So 4 to wound. 1. 3 up. Oh, I fail it. I don't really. It's not really important. He'll take his. It's kind of important. Yeah, it's more. It's like no Meltaguns left, is there? Everything's just like 2 damage at this point. I don't care. He's got 4 wounds left.
These guys are just gonna kind of pile in. Get him. Power fist swings on that Sarge.
Okay.
Oh, sad. 6 regular men on 4s, and then much higher than that.
Yeah, much higher than the 2s. Okay, well that's it for fighting over here. We got your guys attack my Rhino.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna pile in a little bit and just kind of punch you. Sarge with the chainsword. He hits on 3, so I got to do him separate. Oh, he got 1 hit. Regular men on 4s. These are all looking for 6s. -1 AP.
Ooh. Oh, that was a bad roll. We made it though.
Okay.
Then the attacks into my Greater Possessed on my far right.
Right. I'm gonna move them up slightly so everybody can swing. They're gonna move back out on my turn anyways.
Right. Okay, I
So.
see.
Chainsword.
Oh, they all.
Oh,
Nice.
anger.
5s?
Yes.
1, We make it.
Oh, sad. Regular men. I got 1 hit. 1 wound.
We make it with the AP1.
Oh, sad. Can't forget the Torox. Oh, you missed.
Oh, we've got him. Okay, well, that will bring it to morale. They lost 2. Could they fail on 2?
They could.
Okay.
They could if I roll a 6.
Hua! Nope, that's a 1. That's the opposite.
And,
They lost 1
So they can't fail.
because none died of shooting.
He's going to pop Unquestioning Obedience, so it's an aura of auto pass
Okay,
for any Scion stuff.
sure.
Do I get the command point back?
No, so you have 0 command points as of right now. Scoring them on that objective now, I think. Is that one guy? Oh, we have to roll for his morale. Oh, you're auto-passing.
Yeah, auto-passing in
Yeah.
the aura.
That's actually smart. He's on the objective, right? So I don't get that one, which is huge. It's a good play. And then I get 2 points. Actually, I just get 1 point. So because of that 1 point, I'm only at 4 victory points to Josh's 6. Let's see which objective disappears. Rerolling 1. We got 5 going away. There's another one of mine going away. Ooh. Back up to 1 command point.
In the command point phase. Yeah, my favorite phase.
It's time to shoot me.
Well, first it's time to fall back and then order all my men to shoot you.
Yes, exactly.
So
that.
basically, yeah, these guys are going to just kind of fall back a bit.
Yeah, they move 4 inches, and then the prime's gonna be like, oh, guys,
Guys, just shoot them.
just shoot him. It's actually kind of simple when you think about it. The concept is right there.
Just for happy fun time, he's going to go over here.
Ooh.
They're going to stand still. Prime's going to come back here. And these guys are going to kind of fall back in this general direction. Which means that he is going to come to over here. These guys are going to fall back in this general direction. Actually, yeah.
They're technically piled into the Galvorback a little bit more, but they're gonna fall back. So
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
gonna fall back enough that
You just move like the plasma
Yeah.
guns out of the way. There we go.
There you
Yes.
go. Perfect.
Perfect. And then the
All things as they
Torox
should be.
has to fall back as well if you want to shoot the Galvorback.
Yep. He is going to.
Because yeah, we're gonna make sure we're just gonna
He's going to
say
do a big loop-de-loop.
this guy's gonna be within 3 of the objective too. I don't know if it matters, or if
it
he
shouldn't.
might have already been there.
I don't think it's going to matter much after this turn, but yes.
No, it's not gonna matter.
So I'm just going to beat back to here. Best 100 points ever!
Well, she's gotten you 2 victory points so far, so yes,
I know.
that's actually super good for 100 points.
He's just going to kind of float here because I keep almost knocking him over.
A little bit safer, a little sturdy over there. What about this one? Is he happy there?
No, I think he's just going to, I don't know, he's going to fly over this way just to put some punishment into
That poor sorcerer.
whatever he feels like.
It's that sorcerer.
It might be that sorcerer. Order them to still act even though they fell back. Order these guys to reroll wound rolls of... Is he a monster?
He is a monster.
Reroll all wound rolls against. I think it's vehicles and monsters is the unique Scion order. You know what I totally forgot about that I don't really need to use? Vengeance for Cadia.
What a great stratagem. Yeah.
Ooh. Luckily, I spent stratagems, like command points
Elsewhere.
on everything else.
Yeah. So
And then
rerolling
he's ordering them, obviously, to be
both
cool.
of them fall back and shoot.
We'll start over here. Greater Possessed. Meet your end. I will overcharge the plasma.
Bring it on.
So we'll go around in a little happy circle here. Okay, so we got 1 hit. Another hit. Another hit. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that.
3 hits so far. And
Another hit and a dead man. And then the pistol. Another hit. These are going to wound you on 3s.
oof.
There we go.
He takes 6 damage and dies. He saves 2 though.
Scions, meet Rhino.
All right, supercharged
Rhino,
plasma.
meet Plasma. Yeah.
Rhino should have 7 wounds left. I think I moved.
He's
him
got
somewhere.
7 wounds. I put it down
Okay.
low there. Yeah, we'll just go right to left this time for me.
Sure. First guy, okay. Second guy, 2 hit, 2 more hits. 4 hits so far.
Is that all of them?
That's 3 of them.
Okay, yeah. The other guy. 2 more hits, and then Plasma Pistol. Another hit. And 7 hits.
Oof, that's all wounds. No save against that. He is dead. Does he explode? He does explode.
Oh!
Okay, well, my greater possessed there is within 6. He takes 2 mortal wounds, and then I kill 3 of the Scions right in front of him. Bam, bam. Down to 4. I'll take you, and you're dead.
Torox, Greater Possessed. This is the volley guns. Looking for 5s. Okay. Why?
2 missiles.
Solid shot. 2 hits. 1 wounding hit.
Good AP, so we make our demon save.
Okay. The Stormbolter.
Okay.
He missed. Okay.
He sucked.
We're just going to have this Valkyrie put everything into him then. Looking for 3s to hit with the heavy bolters.
Oh, yikes.
That might do it.
Yikes. That's forced to wound him. 2, 3 wounding hits. -1, we take 2 damage. He's got 2 wounds left.
Multiple laser. 2 hits.
1 wound. Save. Fail. 1 wound left. We got the missile pod.
Yep.
2d3 shots.
It's 2d6.
Oh, 2d6, I mean.
Yep.
6.
3s. Okay. And strength 5, so 4s.
Oh, I should do it. Save. Close. Not really. He's dead. Come on, buddy.
This squad will shoot the Demon Prince. Hotshot volley gun on 3s. Reroll 1s, because the boss is nearby and he says, I'm a Space Marine. These are your T, what, 6 or something?
6.
Okay, so these are looking for 5s, rerolling everything. Because you're 4 so far, but then there's more.
3 up invulnerable saves with a few combination of rules. We passed 3 of them. He's got 1 wound left. So we fail 3 of them. He's got 1 wound left. Boop.
Overcharged plasma pistol. Hits. Wounds.
Ooh. I'll spend a command point on Hexagrammatic Ward. I use it after rolling a saving throw, and I treat the result as a 6. There we go. That's once per character. Per game. So he passes.
This is the regular hot shots then.
I got 5 command points left.
1s. And then these are looking for 6s re-rolling.
Oh, 6s.
There's 1 there. 2.
2 whole saves, 3 ups. He's okay.
They're going to try to shoot at him. What we're going to do is we'll put... No, I don't want to put all the hot shots. No, they're not re-rolling. Yeah, everything into him. Just die. Plasma pistol single shot, not overcharging.
Wounds. 3 up. We're okay.
These are the volley guns, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Rolling.
Could have been a good time for Gift and Mechanicus if I had remembered it before I rolled, but that's okay.
Is that a wound? 2, 3? These are the hot. These are the big ones, right?
These are the big ones. Yeah, there's 2.
2. 3 ups. We're okay.
Well, these are the little ones.
There's only 2 guys left.
Nope.
All right. He lived. So far.
Let's just try the Valkyrie.
The Demon Prince is closer than the Contemptor is. So easy shots.
You're bound to fail saves at some point.
At some point.
Actually, because I can roll the heavy bolters in, because he doesn't have a feel no pain mechanic at all.
Nope.
Okay, so we'll do the rocket pods. There's going to be another 4 shots. So this is rocket pod and heavy bolter together on 3s. Followed up by 5s.
Ooh, 3 of them. Survey says I should fail one of these. Oh, I'll fail 2. Command point won't help me there. There goes the Warlord. And with that is it for shooting. No charging on your end, I suppose.
No.
I have no heroic interventions to do. You're more than 3 away. And no, I owe you no morale because I have nothing but characters left at this point. I actually have those 4 models remaining.
Oh, you got a sorcerer?
I do. Oh, I do. Look at that. He still lived. For victory points, you get 1 point. 2 points. I know you get another one over there, right?
Yeah, so 1, 2,
Oh, 2, yeah.
3, 4.
4 more points. And that puts you to 10 to my 4. And that is going to bring it to turn 3 for the Word Bearers. But at that point, I think I'm going to concede because at best, I think I can accomplish 1 victory point. This guy was robbed of his poor objective. He can't even crowd around that and hopefully scrounge up a point. I could definitely get that 1 point. I shouldn't say definitely. I could literally fail everything.
You could probably get that point.
I could probably get that 1 point, but that's not going to make a grand difference in the outcome of this game, considering there's still 2 more battle rounds to go after this. So you could kind of predict what they're going to end up looking like after those 2 battle rounds. So we're going to jump into a post game here.
Hey, after you watch this post game that they're about to talk about, we're going to go into the vault and play another game where I'm going to play my Deathwing versus Josh in the Ad Mech. We will be doing an open war scenario. Now, it is in the MiniWarGaming Vault. Now, if you're not already a Vault member, you can click the link below in the description and get yourself a 7-day free trial. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the post game.
We're going to say the score is 10 to 5.
Yeah, I'll let you take your turn.
All right.
And you shot him to death.
You know what? The Contemptor will do it. Oh, he takes 2 mortal wounds. Yeah, and he kills that guy. There we go.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because I was going to say I might have a 5-up, but I don't.
Boom,
And
there we
then-
go.
So yeah, technically now Luka's conceding at the end of turn.
Battle round 3.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing for my turn. I can go beat up those guys, sure, but like that's not gonna. It would look cool, but it's not gonna accomplish me much.
Right. Do you want to see just for fun what objective would have disappeared
Yes,
now?
actually, yes. I'm curious. We're rerolling 5.
5, yeah, because 5 doesn't exist.
It's
I think
5
5
already
was
go-
over there.
That was 5. There might have been 5. So 1 and 5 are being rerolled. Okay, reroll the 1 because that was on that. 4. It's over here.
Oh, okay.
The Calidus has gotten her value. We did turn 4. I want to see what turn 5's is. So we'll say 1, 2, 3. I'll roll a d3.
Sure.
3. So we're just fighting for those 2 objectives at the end of the game. Everything else doesn't matter. That's funny. That was a good open war scenario. I like that. I really liked the idea we had on it. Just the drafting. Essentially, we drafted a
Scenario.
open war scenario.
That's nice. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll jump right into talking about that. I think that's probably going to end up being my favorite way of doing open war.
Almost right away, I
because
agree.
Both players have a decent degree of control.
I will say.
think, sorry, go
I
ahead.
was going to say, I definitely recommend that people read it first. Nothing could have changed the null zone. In fact, I got super lucky on my turn 2, and I got all my powers off anyway,
Yep.
so it didn't really affect me. But it could have. It could have. You know, I saw me. I should have read a little bit more. But Josh was right. He could have picked that one no matter what. Were you going to go for that one?
No,
Like,
I didn't read that one. All I read was the second one was the unknown, and I was terrified of getting the super short range or penalties to shoot.
Right.
So I'm just like, we're not doing that one. And then I'm like, okay, so we're not. I really want to flip that unless the other one's way worse already. And oh no, it's fantastic for me. Never mind, flip.
exactly. Yeah. I think even so, you're going to burn that one no matter what. So you would have burned the first one, then burned this. Oh, it's weird. It's cool how you can, because you can try and lead your opponent into like, maybe he won't pay attention to that. I won't draw any attention to it. I'll burn this other one I don't really care about. Then he'll go burn something.
Well, the other one, like you can talk about, like there's a scenario. Oh, I really want that deployment zone because I'm going to come mess you up in close combat because we're
Right.
so close. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, panic state. I'm not paying attention to the rest.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a weird. You have to be very mindful of it. That's almost immediately my favorite way to play it. The traditional way is just flip over 3 cards, 1 from every deck, and that's what you're dealt. But sometimes that can kind of feel bad, you know, because what if we just flipped over? We're fighting a knight and you can only shoot 12 inches.
Sure, and it's when those. It's when they hard counter armies, and that happens. And if you're game for that, and that's what you want
That's
to do,
fine,
whatever,
yep.
that's fine. But I think this gives a degree of control. I'd almost see. Okay, so I'll go on record and say
I know immediately where you're going.
the standard match play scenarios fantastic, great for tournament play. I don't know. I like this more for my style of play. I think this
Right.
has probably been one of my favorite ways to determine what kind of a game you're playing, because I think it's one of the strongest mechanics of that other game,
Legion.
Star Wars Legion.
Yeah, I think it's. I agree. It's probably my more favorite way to. It's a good pickup game. It's good. I think there should be a differential. Like if you want to play something competitive, something tough, where it takes a lot of thinking, the match play scenarios are amazing for that. They are very well designed, and they take you to that goal immediately. But the problem is you don't always want that, right?
For sure, and there's still some though that can kind of hard counter, and it feels bad. It always feels bad to roll a mission that you don't. You just I don't know. It's one single dice roll. There's no control. Maybe it's one of the ones your army's terrible at. So I do like this mechanic, and I will counter with the point of saying that if we look at Fantasy Flight, who Armada uses a different mechanic for picking missions, but another one that it's involved in list building. And then this one, to have some influence over the missions you are playing, determining with what army you're using, like to make sure it kind of doesn't hard counter you and who cares? I lost because I rolled a bad scenario.
Sure, right.
This is not perfect because you can still get terrible cards, but I think it helps to mitigate it. So
It does.
I'd say even in a competitive setting, this isn't as good as the match play, but you could make an argument that it's close enough that it might be worth trying in a competitive setting.
Sure. My counter argument is make a list that fits into every one of the scenarios already. You better hope you have an army that could do that.
Yeah, but like how many? I don't know the actual number. Like how
Right.
many scenarios are there for tournament play right now?
9.
So
So the
that's-
chapter approved ones. I think there's 9 of them.
Then how many core rulebook ones are there though?
Same. I think they're actually almost identical,
So there's 18 scenarios you gotta memorize and build your army around.
but they're all the same.
They are,
Right.
but they're not.
Because the mission secondaries you never take competitively. You only take your army book 1 and 2 of the ones from the core rulebook.
Yeah.
But you have to have an army book run. So that's the first part there.
Which is going to take, what,
Right.
2 years?
Like, as an example...
maybe not that long. Oh, maybe now.
Like, as an example, albeit these are bad examples because they both have their own army book, but I could build a Space Wolf list or a Necron list that could play every scenario, and I'd be very confident with that. But when it comes to things like Word Bearers or Guard or Death Guard who don't have a codex at this recording, they are going to struggle a little bit more because they might find themselves having to take the mission secondary, which is not great in a lot of the cases.
For sure. Now, obviously, I will say that the actual way that you complete the mission, like they are going to be weaker than the proper match play scoring. But as far as determining deployment zone, cool and a fun little twist. Yeah, I would. High-end competitive players won't be interested in this.
Right. I think these would be, as long as you took out the deployment ones that make it so you're really close together, then this could be a little more competitive. Those ones I think screwed up a little bit too much.
Well, maybe, but again, the way that we determined, you have some control that if you have an army that doesn't want your opponent to do that, I guess you're leaning heavy into making sure that you pick what deployment zone happens.
Right. You could, yeah, but what if you got unlucky and all 3 of them were like, we started each other's face
Again,
right away?
it's not perfect.
Exactly.
Though.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's perfect.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you can always make your own deck of scenarios.
Absolutely,
that you agree with your opponent. So, I guess my point is that for this fits my style of play very nicely.
Yep.
In this weird, grumpy old man niche that I'm in.
This, I could definitely, when I used to play, or back when Games Workshop had the Maelstrom of War, the Eternal War, the Open War decks, I was at a point where I liked all of them equally, and I would just ebb and flow between them based on whatever my mood was.
Yep.
I could definitely see I could definitely see myself playing the next 5 or 6 games like this, like without a doubt, right? It's incredible. I always like Star Wars Legion for the way you determine a scenario.
Yes.
And this was, it's like, of course we should do it with this too. Like, why wouldn't we? Like, Josh mentioned this morning, and I'm like, I didn't even think about it.
Instantly, you're like,
I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't we do that? That's like ridiculous not to. So I agree. I like that style very much. I know in the last chapter approved for 8th edition, they gave you alternative ways to use the open war cards, and they were similar to this, the way we did it now, but just different variations of it. Drafting. I love drafting in any format. Magic the Gathering drafting, drafting. I try to put drafting into anything I can. That's what I did with I kind of had a weird variation of Legion Lockdown where we would draft our Legion and then pick one of them versus one of the other ones, and I just love it so much. Here's 3 options, pick one of them. For Twilight Imperium, when I'm playing with all my buddies, everyone gets 3 races to play, and then they draft from that, right? And it's just, I don't know, I think drafting is the best bet in any case. And I couldn't agree more. Like, this is, when I think of Warhammer, that's what I think of. When I want to play a game of Warhammer, what we just did, that's, I think, traditional Warhammer.
Yeah, I think that this is a nice, if you are in that weird niche of, like, you're playing to win, you're not just kind of pushing model around because you're bored.
Right.
Like, you're playing to win, you want a scenario that, can also tell somewhat of a little narrative, and I don't know, it's very nice.
It is. It's because we've been forced to play with the match play scenarios for so long, it's nice to break free.
I think anything could have been.
Exactly. We can just start making up our own scenarios sooner or later. Like, I'm happy we got these, and I'm happy we have the option to play these now. For the match play scenarios, I like them just as much, I'd say. It's just, but I know for those match play scenarios, I would never, ever, ever bring a list like I brought today. No. Exactly, right?
I would argue that my Scion list probably shouldn't bother playing in all of those different scenarios.
Exactly. Well, your Scion list is meant to control ground and kill, right? Whereas it
was meant to have this cool looking armor and these red glowy eyes, and then I'm trying to figure out how to play it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. There's that too. It's just you're right. They don't fit into the meta of what 9th edition is trying to accomplish. Match play trying to accomplish. So it would be a struggle, right? Like, I get it. So yeah. Anyways, if you're gonna play a match play scenario, but you're trying to play now, granted,
you want to mix it up.
You want to mix it up, and if you're going to try and play 9th edition match play, you have to think a lot on the list you want to bring. Now, granted, you could just bring whatever list you want and play those scenarios, and maybe you win, maybe you don't. But sometimes it feels bad when you do that, and your opponent brings that very meta, very 9th edition oriented. I'm going to spam the board. Very often I've seen people play where they don't even try and kill anything. They move around the table past their turn. I'm like, okay, am I on every objective and you're on none of them? Okay, my turn's done. and that's it.
Yeah.
That's typically how you want to play it. That's how a lot of armies can play it. And sometimes that doesn't feel like traditional Warhammer. That's closer to like controlled wargaming, where you're trying to control the table, deny your opponent, and dice rolling is not really a big factor in the game. Maybe for movement, like advancing and stuff like that.
Again, it pushes, obviously it's still a war game, but it
Right.
pushes it a little bit more to just like, you're playing Risk or something else. You're playing the numbers. I think that takes away from the war game aspect.
Right.
Of, you look at some of the more traditional war games where, I mean, there aren't really, you're reenacting a battle.
Yes.
There's not a scenario win condition of this or that. It's defeat your enemy.
I always liked it when they'd come out with historical reenactment scenarios, even though it's fictional. Like
Yeah.
you're playing, I remember in 6th edition fantasy, all like the basic scenarios in there were technically reenactment battles, but like but you can just play this as like a generic scenario as well if you wanted. Here's the battle of near Bogenhofen, or the marshes of Tempelhof and stuff like that, right? It's kind of cool. Like if you have this army versus this army, do this, do that, and do this, and try and bring these units, try and bring those units, and just see what happens.
Yeah.
They I don't want to say they shy away from that, because they do release that in narrative books, and you've seen that in Vigilus and all of that. So it's actually still just as relevant nowadays as it was before, I guess.
I find the community doesn't embrace it the same way.
There's something about it, because the community does not. You're right. The community doesn't embrace them as least as much as as we seem to think they don't. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Well, there's it's always the vocal minority, but.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people aren't necessarily, they're like, I don't know what this is. Like when you play a rulebook scenario, well, they know it's a rulebook scenario.
Right, they get it. Like it makes sense to look at, you have a deployment, like my deployment, the objectives are like evenly spaced out. We both have the same goals. This seems balanced, and it is.
Right.
Right, when you have those narrative scenarios, like why do you get half the table, but I only get 6 inches of deployment? And like, why do you get to go first? Why don't I get to go first? So it kind of
And that's where
it can be a little
the narrative
jarring.
stuff can be tough, because that's
right.
also like the traditional drawing for the open war cards, where it's like, wow, that doesn't benefit that penalizes my army more.
Right.
Well, then we'll draw another one, and you're like, oh, I like that one, and then you're complaining, well, that penalizes my army too.
100%.
No,
yeah,
use
exactly.
I don't know. This is the best method. I'm
Right.
sure there's other ones, but I've declared that this is the one I like.
This is foot down. This is your mountain to die on. This is the best. This is the best method of doing a war. I gotta agree.
No, not the best. This is my favorite.
Okay, your
My
favorite.
favorite.
All right. I mean, you could go even deeper. You could have like 5 cards deep and have more bands if you really wanted
Sure,
to.
you can get super complex.
You could go 100. You could do the entire deck if you really wanted to, and have some weird.
That's the problem. I couldn't figure. I'm not a smart man though.
You could go as deep as you wanted down that rabbit hole. But for now, a 3x3, and you have 2 bands per player. There you go. Good enough.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Very simple. Quick to resolve. And typically both players are going to be happy with the outcome, unless like literally all the 9 cards drawn screw one person. Then buddy, you're just going to have a bad game. And
Then you know what? Tell your friend. Look, man, this is kind of rough. I'm not feeling this. I'll buy the pizza tonight. Let's just redraw them all.
There you go. You know what? That's fair. And then usually a reasonable person will say, yeah, you know what? Every single one of those cards is horribly awful for you. So yeah, let's just scrap them or deal them back in and deal out a new set of 9. I think I could definitely get behind playing this way.
Not all the time though. I wouldn't want to do this all the time.
No,
but once
not all
in
the
a while.
time. Yeah, like if you want to play competitive and you want to go to play a competitive game, bust out 9th edition match play. If you just want to play Warhammer, there you go, right there. I think without a doubt. See, this way I could play like a goofy Necron list and not worry about it, right? And play that.
100%.
Yeah.
That's where like all of my lists too, where I'm like, well, I don't have to feel bad that I don't have a good Deathwatch collection, and I'm not going to be good at playing them anyways.
Right.
I can play some goofy narrative, feel an open war scenario. Yeah, whatever, cool.
Right, you might better get a card that fills that kind of missing gap in your army that you could have used, right? Or at least try to utilize it in some way. And now let's talk about the actual game. Because that was all the format of the game we just played, which I'm happy we came across it. I'm happy we finally got the open war cards in. But Word Bearers versus Lambda Lions.
Lambdin Lions.
Lambdin Lions, sorry. Lambdin Lions. It didn't go so well for the Word Bearers.
No.
Not at all. I got tabled on turn 3-ish. Not quite.
Not quite.
I got 5 characters left.
You got to the point that, you couldn't do anything.
Right.
I will say I am near... No. I was going to say, you and Dave are the only people that have ever had issues. No. You, Dave, and Matthew have had issues with this army. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Right.
Dave plays Chaos, and they're awful.
Yeah.
Matt plays Genestealer Cult, and They're Gene Stealer cult.
Right.
Tyranids beat me up pretty bad.
I told you, so we said off camera before the beginning of the game, Josh was like, no, my army's worse than your army. It's going to perform worse. I'm like, no, I guarantee you my army's going to be worse than your army. It's going to perform worse. Told you. I told you. It's chaos, though. So I didn't expect much with the word bears. I just like to play with our 30K collection every now and then.
That looks cool. Yeah, I mean, you did some cool stuff. I definitely, I didn't play these guys to their full potential in any way. Because I think the biggest one for me is forgetting that. Because I'm starting to really narrow in on some of the Scion stratagems. Even though I'm not using them maybe in the most ideal places, I'm starting to remember and decide when to use them. And then there's all the guard ones I forgot about.
Defensive
and then
gunners,
there's the new guard one.
Yeah, there's the new guard one.
Well, Vengeance for Katie. The Vengeance for Katie.
That one's gonna go. That you know when guard get a new book, that's gone.
There's no
sure.
way they're keeping that.
There's no way.
So you combine Vengeance with Cadia with my gifts from the Mechanicus, which is 6s to wound or a mortal wound in addition for all hotshot weapons.
Right, and you only really wound on 5s and 6s anyways. Maybe 6s in some cases.
So okay, cool. 2 command points. The Demon Prince would die to anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a bad stratagem. I get it. When they were writing those initial codexes, they did not write stratagems very well. They've since been toned.
Well, some they wrote well. Other ones they're like, what were you thinking, man?
Right, exactly.
It's chaos.
Yeah. They thought, okay, Vengeance for Cadia, 10 guardsmen with like a las cannon, rerolling hit and wound rolls, sure. Not like a Hellhammer rerolling. It's 4 las cannons.
Maybe changing to like core unit or something like that.
Sure, absolutely. And maybe be ones.
But even then, that's still pretty. I'd still be able to do my stuff with it, but I'm playing Scions. So.
Exactly. Even then for Scions, 1 unit doing that is not the worst thing in the world. If I put my Demon Prince close enough to get Vengeance for Cadia, it happens.
Yeah.
I had nothing else to do with them though, so yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of fun strats. But so yeah, forgetting that stuff was bad. Like the bad positioning where like, oh cool, my Torok's cool. Or I think he was more like this. I'm like, cool, Luka can't get through. Well, no, just take a base and check. Like, right. That's the difference to me. Not getting surrounded like that.
I think that was his maximum move, but even doing something like getting a little bit closer.
He could have gotten.
Like if he had done that, then I couldn't have got past him.
Yeah, he had plenty of move to kind of. He couldn't really shoot through the gap, but he didn't want to either.
I guess there's like the argument saying I could go up and over this gap.
Yeah, you would have gotten
a penalty.
Yeah,
maybe.
Either way, you rolled super behind the jerk.
I rolled like an 11. Yeah.
I played sloppy like that for getting strats. Like, it wasn't too bad. I'm happy enough with how it went. I got to try some of the stuff I wouldn't normally do because you brought an awful army.
Yeah, the word bear isn't.
Like, it looks gorgeous though.
You know what? If I got to go first, it would have been in a better position. I could have rushed up the board a little bit more. I could have had some opening shots with the heavy weapons and your flyers.
Yeah, you had a bunch of heavy weapons with Marcus Lanesh, right? You could have cacophonied a bunch.
Exactly. Yep. I could have. If I got lucky enough, I could have taken out both the flyers, and then my backlines would have been perfectly fine. You would have had melta guns just dropped on your deployment zone, not doing much with them for the first turn. I'm always worried if I'm playing something goofy and against the Scions. You should always be worried about going second against Scions because of the, I don't know, inertial strike or whatever it is where you can deep strike within 5.
Precision drop.
Precision drop, very powerful. Lots of melta guns can kind of put them wherever you need them to go. Always scary.
Precision drop's great. There's another regiment that can actually drop guys in with the same sort of idea.
Right. So like having access to that, having them go first is always scary. You're kind of fighting an uphill battle, unless for whatever reason they whiff their first turn, then they put themselves into a precarious position. Luckily, you were able to kill off the one missile squad. You crippled that one. You took out my Rhino and all the Marines inside of it. So I think you did enough damage to mitigate the fact that you lost both the melta gun squads and. That's kind of all you really lost.
I mean, the melta guns came in, they killed a couple heavy weapons. And honestly, like I'm happy with that treat, even if the points weren't right.
Yeah.
Killing off the heavy weapons so the Toroxes can do their work, 100% worth it.
I think so.
The Toroxes are about 125 each or something like that.
They're pretty pricey. Yeah.
They're pricey. I mean, they're great little transports. They're 14-inch move. They're 3 up armor. Guns. They hit on 3s. They have that tiny little footprint that they can zip around to where they need to be and hide easy. I like them.
Yeah. You got to respect the army if it goes first. If I was playing something like a more if I could I'm thinking I'm stuttering. What it would be like against that Necron list where I just have like 80 Necron warriors and I'm like that'd be fine, right? I'd be okay with that. I don't care if I go first or second.
Yeah, enough invuln saves, maybe. I mean, like I can concentrate fire and really do some damage. The volley guns aren't bad, and in this list they're AP-3, like all my hotshots are.
Yeah,
and
these guys are Marine killers.
Yeah.
These guys are absolute with the additional AP on your hotshots, your plasma AP4. They are Marine counters through and through. which kind of bothers me a little bit at the core, because no way these guys would ever be able to beat Marines narratively. But you can't just have Marines automatically win every fight.
Oh, this is I mean, that's not what the lore is supposed to be. This is the weird regiment that they're like, yeah, we're just trained to kill Marines.
It could be that too. You know, hundreds and generations of training to kill Marines.
These are the flying hellfish, man.
You could make an argument that they crush Chaos Marines maybe into the dirt, even though they're better at killing Primaris for now, until Chaos get 2 wounds.
Well, even when I mean, like, yeah, they'll be half as good at killing them then.
Right.
But they're still pretty good at killing Marine stuff. The argument is that you'll have, like, your point cost should go up.
It will.
You know, so you'll have less stuff on the board. You won't have half as much, but that's okay.
Yeah, instead of them, I think a regular Marine's 18 points now, whereas they used to be
14-ish.
14-ish before. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. These are, you know, they're there in case these Marines get out of line again.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna call these boys in.
Anyways,
To die in droves.
That's pretty much it for the post game there. A good showing from the Scions. Word Bears had some potential. Did the cool things I wanted to do, though. That's what I want to point out. I got to show off the cool 3-up invuln on the Demon Prince, the weird Word Bearer things. The Greater Possess performed well enough. You know, they killed whatever they touched. I do kind of regret if anyone's curious what my thought process was on letting Josh fall back with that guy over there, it wasn't going to be, had I fought, I could have probably killed everyone inside because they didn't have anywhere to really develop or disembark. I would have killed that.
I could have used the strat to disembark
So I was a little worried about the emergency disembarkation, and I figured, okay, if he goes for the emergency breakthrough, or
the whatever the breakthrough thing is,
and if he spends 2 command points and rolls a 1, I made him burn 2 command points, and I got to kill it anyways, as opposed to killing it, having them all fall back, and then me get shot anyways. So I think what I did was the right call. In the end, it kind of worked out, except for that one guy denying me 1 point. But at that point, I was already crippled everywhere else, so it didn't matter.
That's kind of hilarious.
It didn't matter too much.
Was he the one that punched the Demon Prince too?
Yeah, because I piled into him to allow my Greater Possess to fight the other guys he charged.
The 3-man squad that was left?
But he killed them all. It was all plasma guns, kind of. He killed them all.
I think there was.
It was kind of worth
plasma
it.
guns and a regular guy because the Sarge died. Yeah, I don't know. It's hilarious. Strength 6 Power Fist, they're AP -4 and 2 damage flat.
Yeah.
They're going to get you.
That's kind of funny. The extra AP is so weird that it works on melee weapons too. They just have
all of their attacks.
They just have better equipment is their thing.
That's all it is. Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah. Anyways, folks, we'll see you guys next time for more Warhammer 40k. You know, check out the Game of the Vault if you aren't already there, but I guess you technically wouldn't be at this point anyways. Go check it out now anyways. Don't know what that game is yet, but I guess we'll find out later. It might be me versus Cullen, I guess.
No, it is me versus Steve.
Okay, it's you two fight. Okay, there you go then. Well, stay tuned for that game. See you guys next time. Happy wargaming.